Hey guys, welcome to tonight's Big Brother Canada chat.
It is episode 32, also known as the finale.
Put your tiaras on.
Alright, so it's either going to be the bros, Kelsey, or Tim.
How weird is it that the final three, each one of them is a twist? We've got Kelsey, who came back into the game after the fake double eviction. We've got Tim, international house guest, and the brothers playing as one. What are the chances?
One brain split into two bodies.
Right.
It's anybody's game right now because...
Hey. I just want to say, I think this is a real lesson for any future Canadians or not Canadians playing Big Brother Canada. Get rid of the twist while you can.
Yeah. Alright, so it's time for the final HOH, or HOH.
Yeah, so of course this is completed in three parts.
Part 1 is called Tip of the Ocean. It's about an iceberg. It was a huge set.
Giant set.
It was
amazing.
beautiful. It was a great competition. They had freezing cold water. They had ice floats that were like, I guess,
Puzzle
made
pieces.
out of styrofoam. Yeah, puzzle pieces.
But before we get into that, just want to say, so this whole season, Phil and Nick have been switching off week by week, competing.
Right.
In all the competitions.
Well, the HOH is going to be the same. Phil gets part 1. If they don't win part 1, Nick gets part 2. And if they win either of those, Phil will be in part 3.
This was weird to me. First of all, I consider this to be all one. So I thought that Phil would be competing in all of these competitions.
That's what I thought.
Also, it's weird that if they have to do part 2, Nick plays, but if they don't and they go right to part 3, then Phil still plays. Like, why wouldn't Nick play the last? You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
Yeah, I'm not for that.
It's weird to me. But anyway, let's talk about this competition, part 1.
They had to search in the water for the puzzle pieces with their color on the bottom. Then they had to complete, I don't know how many steps. Was it 3 steps?
I don't know. There were a few different levels.
Yeah. And then once you finished your levels, to get up to the top.
It made this path.
Right.
Up to the top.
You had to fill up your tube to get your flare, and then you had to light your flare.
Right. So they had those little cups, and it was all like... I dropped tape, and then you gotta get that flare out.
Alright, so Tim was totally rocking this out.
He was friggin' crushing that puzzle.
But Phil kind of caught up to him and passed him up.
He did. So Phil ended up getting to the part where you fill up your tube first.
Yeah, and he was rocking that out. But Kelsey, she was sucking hardcore.
She was having a rough time with that puzzle, and Tim was just like, Kelsey, are you throwing this?
She's like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me right now? I mean, that did make sense. If she was going to throw it to save, like, all of her energy and brain for, like, the second part, and then Tim would be all like,
And we know that Kelsey has a deal with the brothers, that they're going to take each other to the final 2. But still, I don't think she threw it. I think she just really sucked at that puzzle.
She just sucked. And Phil and Tim were pretty close.
But it's so difficult to catch up in those kinds of competitions where you're filling up whatever.
So Phil won.
Phil won part 1, which means they go directly to part 3.
Well, part 2 was for Tim and Kelsey.
Right.
And it was called Holy Craps.
Woo!
It was a one-at-a-time timed competition, which I love. I prefer competitions like that. It was this big, like, craps table.
Right.
And you had to solve questions, clues with dice. So
like, each time, too, they would add another die. I can never remember if it's die or dice or whatever.
Yeah, well,
so eventually
Kelsey
you had
went
6.
first. Yeah. And she was busting through it, and then she got stumped by the last question.
It seemed like pretty much all the questions were very simple and straightforward, and then it got to that last one, which was like, you have to put all the house guests that were evicted on even days in order.
That's a little crazy.
That was tough, yeah. If you don't know the days, you're screwed.
Yeah, really.
You're in trouble.
All right, well, Tim, everybody knows, it's no secret that he's not into studying.
No.
That's not how he played the game.
He did not spend his time
country.
studying.
And that's not what Tim is all about. Tim is there to have fun.
All right,
He
well,
want to study.
even without the studying, he blew through most of the questions.
Fast.
Yeah. He was like 8 minutes something in.
And then he was on the last question. But
Which is the one that tripped up Kelsey, too. And she did study a lot.
the last question was ridiculous. And Tim quit.
Oh.
After, what was it, like 28
minutes. He still had like another 20-something minutes before he would have hit Kelsey's time, but he didn't know that.
He said, screw it. I'm quitting.
That sucks. So that means that Kelsey was the winner by default of part 2, and she's going to face off.
She wasn't too happy about that either, though,
against
because,
Phil.
you know, she still looks like a loser because...
She wasn't happy with her performance.
All right. So Tim...
There's no way he can win the final HOH now.
No.
So he's got to do some work.
He goes to the brothers and says, if you take Kelsey to the end, there's no way you can win against them.
Yeah, well, first he's saying, like, you're not going to get my vote, and you probably won't get all these other people's votes either. So they're just like, wait, what?
Yeah. All right, so we got to kill some time here.
Oh, there was a lot of that.
This show definitely could have been an hour. I have a little...
Hour and a half, I'd say. But anyway, they bring out the first 5 evictees. They didn't make it to jury. So they've been watching the show.
Shari, Christine, Dallas, Levita, blah, blah, blah. The only thing that I heard was Dallas said Tim deserves to win.
Woo!
And Kelsey should definitely thank Levita if she wins.
Levita turned that around when they were in the secret suite together.
Yeah.
She taught Kelsey a lot about this game.
That was like tale of two Kelseys, you know? Before Levita and after Levita.
Yeah, true.
All right, so Arissa checks in, and it's time for the final part of the HOH. And it's Kelsey versus Phil.
Right.
Another cool set. They turned
There's, like,
off all the lights.
holograms, lasers.
They're at their little podiums. Well, this was questions about the jury. You had to answer A or B. My thing was like, Kelsey, shut up.
She kept on working out the answers out loud. Oh my god. Phil just kept going.
I don't know. Phil was just like, I want this shit to be over. I can't think anymore.
Struggling, yeah. It was close at first, and then, like, after 2 questions, Kelsey started getting, like, all of them right. Phil was falling behind.
Yeah.
He got, like, 3 wrong in a row or something.
He sucked hard. He went down.
Kelsey won part 3. Which means that she is the final HOH, and she gets to decide who's going to go to the final 2 with her.
So she decides that she's going to evict him.
Oh.
That was probably the best decision she could make.
Yeah. I think Tim would have won if he went to the final 2.
Probably.
Against either of them, probably.
All right, so Arissa talks to Tim. He comes out, and everybody loses their shit. Standing ovations, people clutching their hearts, looking for defibrillator paddles. It was insane.
How could you not? Tim is amazing.
Tim is the best house guest for Big Brother Canada ever.
Tim to BBUS. What?
Yes. Wouldn't that be cool? I would lose my shit.
All right. Well, Arissa's asking Tim, like, any regrets? You went in there saying that you didn't want to win. Do you still feel that way?
You know what? I think he wanted to say, I wanted to win.
I'm pretty sure he wanted to win.
But he's like, yeah, I just wanted to have an adventure.
Yeah, he said he would have felt bad taking that moment away from somebody else.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I think he wanted to win.
Tim changes his mind like he changes his underwear. We hope. All right, so the jury assembles with freaking John Party.
Yeah, he had some freaking Jared hair. I'm not feeling that. I think you should cut that. That's like just my opinion.
That looks so unnatural on him. It looked like he was wearing a bad wig.
Oh.
Seriously.
All right.
That was not good.
Well, it's time for the jury to discuss what they're thinking.
So Cass joins the last seat in the jury and says to Jared that Kelsey and the bros are a little cozy.
Oh! It's true, though. She's all...
And yeah, we get that Tim was amazing. Kelsey is
You know, there's that stigma around Kelsey because she was voted out and she came back in.
And the brothers are dumb.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they had a very high opinion of the brothers.
So it's looking like everybody would be like, yeah, Tim, we want you to win.
But guess what? Tim was evicted.
So Then Mitch, Raul, Maddie, Cassandra, Joel, Nikki, Jared, and Tim join Cassandra. Join Arissa on the stage.
It's time for the jury questioning.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So, Mitch is up first. You can only ask one question.
Right. There's only so much time because there's a lot of filler here, okay?
This question is for you.
I thought Kelsey was never going to finish answering this, but Mitch asked her...
what was your strategy?
No, he's like, was it strategy or were you really just here to make friends?
I was here to make friends, not alliances. That's why I'm here.
Oh, God.
I made friends.
Best Friends Club.
Yeah. And then Rael was up next with a question for Kelsey. He's like, did you cheat on us? Did you have other relationships outside of our
outside of
third wheel?
the Third Wheel Alliance? She said
like,
yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the brothers, Cass, other
pretty
people.
much everyone. Not
Yeah.
Maddie, though. So, Maddie...
Speaking of Maddie.
She's next.
Ooh, she's spitting fire, I'll tell you that.
She's like, brothers, we think you failed.
Yeah, she was like, you guys went in there with 2 brains, and we think that you failed.
This question's for Nicholas. You shut up, Philip.
Yeah, that was crazy. She smacked him down. She's like, I want to hear what Nick has to say.
Yep.
And everybody in the crowd was just like, oh my God.
So, yeah, basically, the hardest time they had in the house was keeping their story straight. Because they're 2 idiots.
Well, I feel like they didn't even answer her question because she was like, how did you use this to your advantage? And they were just like, it was really hard to keep our story straight. That doesn't answer the question.
Yeah. So then Jared gets up there and says, Kelsey, how did your strategy change once we left the house?
I think she started actually playing.
Yeah.
And not campaigning for herself to go over you 2.
Yeah. That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Nikki. Brothers, you ruined my birthday.
Birthday.
Which I thought she said bath day, and I was like, how many times did you take a bath in that house?
Couple. She fell victim to the birthday curse.
Right.
It happens all the time. But
how you gonna make it up to me?
Again, they didn't really have an answer. They were just like,
they're just waving around a freaking Union Jack. What's the
Phil
point
really
of that?
should have let Nick do all the talking.
Yeah. All right.
Nicholas. Okay.
So Joel says, Kelsey, why do you deserve to win after you just had a lucky break?
Kelsey's like, you know what? I used it to my advantage. I came back into this game with all this information. I took out one of the biggest players, Mitch, and I changed my game when I came back.
No, you didn't, you liar. You effing liar.
Okay, Maddie, settle down.
All right, so then Cassandra has a question for the bros. Philip, you called me a liar. What was your guy's best lie?
She doesn't know that Canada asked the same question.
Right.
And again, the brothers are trying to act like they didn't lie once.
We played a really clean game. We never lied. We never lied.
Get out of here. Nick was like, oh shit, I got a save face here. Philip, shut up. So Nick was like, yeah, I pulled off that lie when I came in the house and pretended that I didn't know Phil.
He said that was the only time.
Who cares?
Yeah. So then Tim had a question for the bros. What did Kelsey do better than you guys? Kelsey was true to her. Everything they said, Tim turned it around and they were like, no, she wasn't better.
It was
and
pretty
he's
funny.
like, you either have to answer the question or say she,
He was really busting their chops.
Yeah. So.
Basically, they ended up saying that she wasn't good at competitions, so she had to be more social or whatever. Okay.
So, after that questioning, I kind of got the feeling like the brothers have like 0% chance
That's what
of winning.
I thought too! But anyway, they bring out Ramsey. He's going to be placing Canada's vote.
His dad's doing better. Thank you for asking.
Good to know.
So then they had the final pleadings. Kelsey was like, I played nice.
And then she also kept saying, Cassandra! Thanks, Cassandra!
Yeah.
What was Cass doing? Was she
I
just
don't
like...
know. She's probably like, just shut up. I want to drink champagne. Then the bros said... Oh.
Also, mentioning Cassandra, kissing her butt, being like, happy birthday. And she's like, it's tomorrow.
The Sibs never won a big brother, I guess, anywhere. and they wanted to make history. Great reason for wanting to win.
It's time for the vote.
And they're gonna get an apartment after all this.
Are they?
Over. No, they're gonna live with Mom.
Oh,
So
we don't know.
Everybody votes. How much do you love it when they have to go across the little rainbow bridges?
Yeah, it's
They're
fun.
Reborn.
They say their little thing.
Yep. So then they had supercut of drama.
They had a ton of supercuts because they did the vote at like 8:30.
Yeah. Then they had supercut of Tim and Nikki. Then they had supercut of dynamic duos.
Right. The featured dynamic duos were Jared and Kelsey, Tim and Cassandra, Maddie and Ramsey. I was waiting for Maddie and Nick, but we saw the brothers, and I wanted to see the brothers song,
but they didn't. But then sly little Larissa says, "You know what? There was another dynamic duo, Maddie.
Oh!
Remember when you were sucking face with Nick?
Yeah.
In his bed for like the first 20 days, whatever?
Yeah. She had some not so nice words for Nick.
Yeah. But then she was like, are you like shaming me? You know, just because, what if it was girl, girl? What if it was guy, guy? It just so happened, you know, that we were girl, guy.
All right. Well, anyway.
We're definitely making out, weren't you?
All right. It's time for another supercut. Some of the best moments of the season.
Great. And then they read the votes, and I'm all like,
yeah.
All right, Kelsey's going to win, right? And like the first vote is Da Bradas?
Okay, let's just get down to it. The only votes for Kelsey were Jared and Raul. I am shocked.
How the F did that happen? I'm so pissed off at Mitch because remember when Mitch left the house and he was like, if one of the Third Wheel Alliance is left in the house, he's going to vote for them?
He didn't.
You freak. What? That pisses me off so much.
Leave Mitch alone. He can change his mind.
I hate when people say one thing and do another.
That always happens. People say things in the heat of the moment when they're evicted, and then things change when they get into the jury house. But he was the first one in the jury.
But they believed him.
Did they?
Yes.
I don't know about that. But congratulations to the brothers. Not my first or second choice out of the final three, but...
I'm clapping.
Okay.
I'm still pissed at Mitch. I don't
know why you're making Mitch the scapegoat here.
What was wrong with everyone? Did they all fall down and hit their heads?
I don't know. But let us know what you guys think. Were you rooting for the brothers? And make sure you check out all of our recaps and spoilers for Big Brother 18. It's coming up soon.
Maybe she'll be on it.
No, I won't.
All right, guys. Till next time. Thanks for watching and much love.
Edit.